Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today I am going to do a tour of my TBR shelves. So I have 6 bookshelves in my room and I want to do a bookshelf tour, but I feel like 6 is just way too many for me to do in one video. It'll get boring and I'll get tired and we're not about that. So I thought it'd be interesting to kind of break it up in sections. So today, like I said, I'm doing my unread books that I have. A few months ago, I separated my unread and my read books, and it actually motivated me to read a lot more, and I love it because it's so much fun when I've read a book to be able to shift it over and see my TBR grow smaller, hopefully grow smaller, but yes. So I have like one complete bookcase and then 2 other shelves on another bookcase to do. So let's get into my TBR. I will also be showing you a little tour of my TBR cart in this video since it is TBR books and unread books that I haven't read yet. Also, just so you're aware, there are some unread books that are on my other shelves that aren't on my TBR shelves, but those are classics and nonfiction books, and the reason they aren't on my TBR shelves is just because I don't know if I'll ever get to them, but I own them, but I don't want them on my TBR shelves just because I am not pressuring myself to read them because I don't like classics and I don't read a lot of nonfiction. I'm more likely to read the nonfiction than the classics, but those are just on other shelves, so you'll see them eventually. But anyway, let's get on into this TBR shelf tour. Alright, so this is the very first shelf on my TBR bookshelves that I have. I have about 205 books unread as I'm filming this. That's how many I have. I know it's a lot, but I don't mind. I really don't. So if you see here all the way to the left right here, I have a little Lord of the Rings jewelry bag, and there is some jewelry in it, but that's not for this video. So there's that. But I also have a Linus Pop Funko right here, if he'll focus. Maybe not, but you know what Linus looks like. And then all the way to the right here, I have the audiobook of The Hobbit. When I bought this, I didn't realize it was the audiobooks, but it's in this cool little wooden case. And if you take this off, there's all the CDs in there. I just use it as decoration, and I probably will never listen to this. Alright, so I'm not going to pull all of these out, but these are actually mostly really popular books. So we have The Goldfinch over here, which is really popular. Crooked Kingdom. I read 6 of Crows and I kind of hated it, so I need to continue, but I want to give 6 of Crows another try. Then I have some Marissa Meyer right here, the chemist Stephanie Meyer. I have the first book in the Nevernight series, which is a signed first edition, which I need to get to. Everybody loves that. Afterworlds might be, actually I think it is the oldest unread book on this shelf. Children of Blood and Bone. The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland in a Ship of Her Own Making. It's a very small book, so one day I'll get to it. That's what I'm going to say about all these books. Crown of Feathers, I have Truth Witch, I have The Storyteller, I have some Veronica Roth right there. Then I have a Reaper at the Gates, which I have read the first 2 books in that series, so I need to finally continue. I have The Masterpiece, Uncaged, which I think is like, I don't even know. I don't think it's the first book in the series. I haven't read the first book, but I have that. I'm pretty sure it's signed. I got it at a used bookstore in a mystery box. And then I have Fallen Kingdoms over there. Now moving right along to my second bookshelf, I just have a bunch of seashells here that I got in Oregon when I lived there and brought back with me. And then all the way to the left over here, you can barely see it, I have a stress ball from the organization I worked with in Oregon. I have a mini frisbee from the same organization. And then I have a little rubber duck from the University of Oregon. Alright, and then all the way to the left here, I have The Priory of the Orange Tree, which is a standalone fantasy. It's massive, so I'm nervous for it, but I've heard good things. The 10,000 Doors of January. Then I have all 4 books that are out in the ACOTAR series. I think this one's like a little novella or something. I know, I haven't read them. I will this year. Then I have Wicked Saints, The Diabolic. I have Strange the Dreamer, 2 copies of Muse of Nightmares. This is one of my favorite covers ever. This one and the first one. These are the UK editions and they are absolutely stunning. Another absolutely beautiful cover right next to it is King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo. As I stated in the first shelf, didn't like 6 of Crows, so now I'm like always nervous about continuing with her books, although I do love the Grisha trilogy. And then I have 4 Cassandra Clare books that I haven't read yet. Chain of Gold will be on the shelf, so I'll have to do rearranging, but my pre-order has yet to come in. So I have Ghost of the Shadow Market, Lord of Shadows, Queen of Air and Darkness, and The Red Scrolls of Magic. And then all the way on the end there, I have A Curse So Dark and Lonely. These are all also very popular books and probably some of the most hyped I have on my TBR. Alright, and now on this shelf, I have a stuffed animal bunny that I've had since I was about 5 years old. Love it, so cute. And then I have Hermione Granger's wand. And then all the way in the back there, yes, that is Elijah from the Vampire Diaries and the originals. I know, I got him in Mystic Falls, which is pretty cool. Okay, and then all the way over here I have Blood of My Blood, which is book 3 in the series. I don't own the first 2 and I haven't read them, but I'm pretty sure it's about serial killers, so I'm here for it. Then I have Flame in the Mist, Unbound, which is short stories in the Unwind dystology, which I absolutely love. The Kingdom, Talon, which I have had this book for so long, and it's one of the coolest covers ever. And I have Something Real, 3 Dark Crowns, which this book is actually signed. I have Dorothy Must Die, Jacoby. These 2 have been on my unread shelves for so long. Then I have this one, which is the first book in the Bartimaeus trilogy, which I don't know anything about. This was also in that mystery box I got from a used bookstore. I have The Epidemic by Suzanne Young. This is part of the program series, which I really like, and I do need to continue. Another Suzanne Young book, Girls with Sharp Sticks. And then the next ones are all of my Rick Riordan and Rick Riordan Presents books. So these 3 right here are from the Trials of Apollo series, and then these 3 are from the Magnus Chase series, and then those 2 right here are the Arrow Shaw series by Roshni Chokshi, and then I have Dragon Pearl right there. I'm really excited for that one. And then all the way to the right, I have White Hot Kiss by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I love Jennifer L. Armentrout. Alright, and this shelf is the last unread shelf on this bookcase. I have 2 more shelves after this. So all the way to the left here, I have a little Walking Dead art print of Daryl and Merle. And then I have this little tin from Adventure Time. So all the way to the left here, I have a Veronica Roth book. I'm not sure if it's a series, but it is a signed first edition. I don't know what it is, but it is one of the coolest books ever. So if you take the dust jacket off, it looks like that. It's really cool. I think it's a sci-fi book, but I'm not really sure. And then I have The Cruel Prince and The Wicked King. I know other hyped books that I really need to get to, and I will soon because my friends will kill me if I don't. Then I have Caraval. I have Dry by Neil Shusterman. I love Neil Shusterman. And then Far, Far Away was from one of my very first book outlet purchases, so I really need to get to that because that was a few years ago. Then I have 2 by 2 by Nicholas Sparks. Heart of Iron by Ashley Poston. I really like Ashley Poston. Middle Game right here, which was really hyped last year. I got this as a gift for Christmas and I'm so excited to get to it. I know that it's pretty creepy and I really like the cover, and I think it's about alchemy, which I love books about alchemy. And then I have the first 2 books in the Keeper of the Lost City series that Katie gifted to me, and we're hopefully going to buddy read soon. Right next to that, I have Carry On by Rainbow Rowell, and then Truly Devious, some more hyped books, and then Furthermore by Tahada Mafi. The next 2 books are Insignia and Vortex by S.J. Kincaid, which are signed. I met her at a book festival. And then the last 4 here are a part of the Aragon series. I have also had those on my shelves forever and really need to get to them. They're about dragons. I'm sure you've heard of them. Alright, now we are on the very next bookcase, and this is the first shelf on there. So if you look all the way to the left here, I have a Darth Vader and Kylo Ren Pop Funkos. Those are my 2 favorite characters in the Star Wars series, so I gotta have those guys there. And then to the right over here, I just have some Stormtroopers and Darth Vader Easter eggs. And then moving on from Star Wars to the first book over here, which is a Star Wars book. It has like 2 books and a few short stories in it. I got it a few years ago from my brother when I first got into Star Wars, so I still need to read it. Right next to that, I have The Knife of Never Letting Go, which I got because Tom Holland's supposed to be in the movie, but it has yet to come out. And then, of course, I have Empire of Storms by Sarah J. Maas. I have read the whole series up until this point, so I really need to continue, but I want to reread the other ones first so I can continue because it's been a while. This one's huge. Right next to Empire of Storms, I have the entire Leviathan trilogy by Scott Westerfeld. Those books are like, they're paperbacks, but they're some of those heavy paperbacks. But I don't know, I've had them for a while. I need to get to them. just like all of these books. And then of course another really popular trilogy, Daughter of Smoke and Bone. The new covers were just announced and they are gorgeous, so I might have to get those too. And then I have the Darker Shade of Magic trilogy. The second book is missing right now because my mom's reading it, but pretend that is there. Still have to read all that. I haven't read anything by V.E. Schwab or Victoria Schwab, whatever you want to call her. I know I need to. And then I have 2 books in the Burn for Burn trilogy, maybe, by Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian. And then I have Fire and Ash, which is from the Rotten Ruin series. My brother loves this series, and it is about zombies. And then right next to Fire and Ash, I have some 2 first books in a classic paranormal YA series. That is Fallen by Lauren Kate and Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick. If you don't know, paranormal romance is one of my favorite genres, so I really want to read those. And then I actually right here have an arc of City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab. Once again, haven't read anything by her. And then carrying on with the trend, I have This Savage Song by her. And then right next to that, I have 2 Vampire Diaries books. Those are bind-ups. So the first one is the first and second book, and then the second one is the second and third book. And then all the way to the right over here, I have Asylum, which I have had forever, and then The Shadow Throne. Alright, and then this is my very last unread shelf that I will show you before my TBR cart. So right here I have some tarot cards from Fairy Loot. I'm pretty sure these are Shatter Me characters. I can never tell, so let me know if you know. And then right here I have Sirius Black's Wand. So all the way to the left here I have an arc of 18 Tiny Deaths that Katie got for me at ALA, and it is about forensic science. If you don't know, forensic science is really close to my heart. I mean, I went to school for psychology and criminal justice, so I took forensics classes. Right next to that, I have The Deal by Elle Kennedy, which is a new adult book that Maddie got me. And then right here, I have The Conference of the Birds, which is the 5th book in the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children series. Love that series. Really want to continue, but I want to reread the books once again before I get to that. Then I have 2 arcs right here that I got so long ago, and that is A World Without You by Beth Revis and The Edge of Everything by Jeff Giles. Then I have Perfect by Ellen Hopkins, which when I bought this, I thought it was just like a standalone, but it's actually the second book in a series, so I can't read it yet. Right here, I have another arc that Katie got me, and that is They Wish They Were Us by Jessica Goodman. Really excited to read this one because I think it's like a thriller. I have The 12 Days of Dash and Lily. We met in December, some December books that I got for my birthday. The Winter's Curse, Wings, which I don't know what this one's about, but it looks pretty. I've had it for a while. I'm wondering if it's like a dystopian book, which I love dystopian. And then I have Nearly Gone. I have Zombie Baby, which is a part of that zombie series, but I think this is book 5. Then these 2, I have Cinderella's Dress and Cinderella's Shoes by Shana Slayton. My mom's best friend is friends with Shana Slayton, so both of these are signed by her, which is really exciting. I really want to get to them because I'm pretty sure they're like historical fiction Cinderella retellings. Right here I have Lost Voices, which is a mermaid book. This one I don't even know. This was in that mystery box as well, so I think it's Epidemic Spring. I don't know. It just says open the book that unlocks the secret. It was free. Why not? Then I have Sabriel by Garth Nix, which is an old, I think, fantasy series. I got that for Christmas a few years ago. I have The 1000th Floor. I have book 1 in the Merlin series. Right here I have Reckless by Cornelia Funk. I think the title is The Petrified Flesh, and it's a part of the Reckless series. This is signed. I got this when I lived in London, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Another book I got when I lived in London that's so pretty is called Sea by Sarah Driver, and look how shiny that is. Then I have Virals, which I think is like an FBI type book. The Goldfish Boy, Hostage 3, then I have The Dreadful Tale of Prosper Redding, and then lastly over there I have Zodiac, which is about the Zodiac Killer. On this shelf, only these over here are unread, so I will go through those really quickly. So right here I have a graphic novel, Monstrous Volume 1, that Katie got me. I have an arc of The Shadows Between Us, Katie also got me. These next 2 books Katie also gave to me, and that is The Vanishing Deep and By the Book, which are both arcs. And then I have 2 books in the Through the Evernight series by Veronica Rossi. Alright, and here's my first little shelf on my TBR cart. As you can see, I have fandom magnets right here. These 2 books I have read. I am just currently rereading the series, so that's City of Heavenly Fire and Last Sacrifice. Then right here I have an arc of Goldfish. I have the rest of the story by Sarah Dessen. I have another arc, Forged in Fire and Stars by Andrea Robertson. The Hating Game, Save the Date, Dracula, Soldier Boy by Keeley Hutton. The Lost Causes of Bleak Creek by Rhett and Link from Good Mythical Morning, which I absolutely love. The Way I Used to Be, and The Loose Ends List by Carrie Firestone. And then right here is my second shelf. I have more fandom magnets. Right here I have an arc of The Jewel Thief. I have The Heart of Betrayal, which is the second book in the Kiss of Deception series. Then I have Da Vinci's Tiger. I have 4 books in the 100 series. I'm pretty sure it's only 4 books, so I think these are all the books. Then I have The School for Good and Evil, the first book. I have another copy of the first book, and then I have books 2 and 3 in that series. Then I have Mirror in the Sky, The Primrose Path, which I picked up in Wales, and then If There's No Tomorrow by Jennifer L. Armentrout, which, as I've stated a while ago, I love Jennifer L. Armentrout. And then my very last TBR shelf, I have more fandom magnets, and then all the way to the left here I have The Kinder Poison, which is an arc. Then I have 4 books in the Bloodline series. I have 2 books in the Diviner series, Ready Player One, and then I have the trilogy, the Steelheart trilogy by Brandon Sanderson. I haven't read Brandon Sanderson yet, but I know I'll love him because everyone does. And then I have, again, the first book in the Aragon series, and then I have a manga all the way to the right called Happiness Volume 1. This is what that manga looks like, and I really love this cover. So that is it for my TBR shelf tour. I know I have a lot of hyped books and well-loved books on my TBR, so let me know out of these which ones I really need to get to soon. I have a whole list of books that I need to read in 2020, and so most of the hyped ones are on that list, like The Cruel Prince, ACOTAR, all those things. So let me know. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you if you stuck around this long, but that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, my social media links will be down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!